Are you a connoisseur of the political arena as well? And how would you apply your techniques in general to helping us understand these politicians a little bit better?
Yeah, I published something called 25 Steps to Control and Destabilize a Nation pretty recently. And they have, and this is far left and some far right movements, but they have followed this plan like to the letter. And this was, I think this was published 2 years ago, but they've kind of completed the last steps. If you have time, we'll kind of walk through some of those
Yeah,
steps.
let's do it. Tell me a little bit about it.
Sure. So, step one, we have to foster a sense of uncertainty at the social belonging level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And this is generating confusion around the concepts of belonging and identity. So, that's step one. It's very critical. Step two is to create a sense of unpredictability in the economic system and other systems. So, we want to instill doubt in the survival level of Maslow's pyramid, where the resources come from. And that's what that is. And step three is intertwine your political agendas with your followers' identities and we do this by amplifying the us versus them mentality. And once identity is interwoven with political views, the cognitive dissonance that people experience for the cognitive dissonance associated with nonconformity is going to lead to massive, unstoppable groupthink and enforce this new definition of self. And that's just step three. And step four is incite recurring anger. So this is, if I continuously incite anger over and over and over, this leads to apathy. And eventually, the death of outrage. I can't remember who wrote that book, but outrage begins to die. And then step five is to continue destabilization at the social level of Maslow's hierarchy. So we're challenging and undermining the established structure of traditional values and morals and ethics. And we want to undermine morals and sometimes just flip them upside down. So the follower's identity being tied to the political party or the group is going to allow you to kind of redefine brand new conditions for acceptable and normal behaviors. So step six is exploiting the bystander effect. And another term for this is called diffusion of responsibility phenomenon, where lots of people are there, apathy grows. We can't feel concern for everybody. There's too many people around. Like happens in big cities. So we're carrying out immoral or unethical acts out in the open. And if it's done in plain sight with millions witnessing it with no consequences, this adds so much power to any behavior that you want to normalize later. So the follower's sense of identity is not going to allow them to openly disagree with the group's apathy and tolerance of the behavior. They can't disagree with it. And that is where step seven comes in. You want to ensure this is done. This is where we use an increased instability of social belonging. So we're promoting mass shame and social punishment for violating the new norms, which instills fear in people who are not really complying. So we're ensuring these social consequences are immediate and they're visible to lots and lots of people. And I can keep going.
Well, I mean, let's pause there because that's a lot to think about. And, to some degree, I think you are giving an almost clinical description of a certain mindset on the left that wants to overturn the existing order. And by that, I mean everything from pulling down the Columbus statues and the statues of Abraham Lincoln